Amen. Welcome to Biblical Poetry. I am your host, Evangelist Elise Lyle. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day and for this hour, oh God. We thank you for coming again into your presence by faith. We're just praying that you be with us and you will just get the glory out of this service that we're going to present in your name and for your name's sake. Bless your people of the nation and keep us with a mind stayed on you. We're here to do your will. Use us, oh God, according to your riches in heaven. And we'll just forever bless your name. This we ask in your name, Jesus. Thank God. Amen. Amen. We thank God again for coming into your homes for another biblical poetry showing. And I'm a little excited about our show today. I have a very special guest in the presence of my daughter, Angela. And we'll be talking about hat scarves, lack of a better way to term what we're going to show you tonight. I've entitled scarf hats, rather. This is how you can take your scarves and make hats out of them. Many times you may have your scarves kind of tucked away in your dresser drawers, and they just lay there. And occasionally you may just drape one around your neck or whatever, over your coat or over your shoulder. And that's just about the balance of what you'll do with your scarves. But tonight, if you follow along with us, we're here to present some ideas that you can use and do with those scarves. And again, like a better way to say it, we're talking about making hats out of your scarves, head dressings out of your scarves. Just a little bit more about draping your head with scarves. We think about what age limit would be appropriate to put a scarf on their heads and make a hat out of it. Are we talking about boys and girls, young people or old people? Well, I think the answer would echo back to you that just all age limits would be just fine to wear the scarves on their head. Boys and girls, men or women, we see them occasionally. They will wear scarves. All seasons, we can use scarves, winter, summer, fall, whatever the season, doesn't make any difference. Of course, the fabric would change, but the season wouldn't make any difference because you can still adorn your head with a scarf. Then we think about what kind of occasions would you wear the scarves to. Once again, this is a flexible, creative work you can do with your scarf. And you can use it just about on all occasions. Funerals comes to mind, weddings comes to mind, going to your church service, going bowling, you just name it. If you're into bowling, you can adorn your head with a scarf, and I believe that you can find an appropriate one to fit that occasion. So again, scarves would fit just about any occasion you would want to go to. One thing we want to keep in mind as we get ready to start presenting some of our scarves is that you do not want to let the tag on your scarf show once you put it around your head. I know with some it doesn't make any difference, but I think it's not in such good taste if the tag is hanging out. So what you want to keep in mind when you do make the head-sided scarves is to make sure that the tags, the factory tags, are well hidden. What I have in my hand here now is a little red and white bandana scarf, and I'm quite sure all of you are familiar with this little scarf. And when you're doing your housework or dusting or whatever, normally you grab something like this and you would just kind of put it on your head like so, and you would just kind of tie it to the back. And I think we're all familiar with this. Now, some people say, well, that gives you kind of an old look, but it will fit the occasion that you're going to use it for. For example, cleaning your house. It will serve the purpose of keeping dust off of your hair. Again, this is a scarf that has been around for years. We're used to looking at this type scarf. And if you notice, if Angela can turn her head a little bit, if you notice the angle of the scarf in the very back, it comes to like a little triangle. Now, because that's formed like that, it makes me think of another scarf I'm going to show you, which is already shaped in a triangle. This is another scarf that I know you're familiar with. I have two of them here. I just want to kind of hold them up so you can see them. They're already shaped in something like a little triangle. And the first scarf that I have put on Angel's head is like in a square. The shape of it is a square. but when you tie it on your head, it does form like a little triangle. I'm going to drape one of these on her head shortly, but before I do that, I want to take this scarf off and show you a different way you can create it. Now, I know as a rule, most of us just do this. We just go from front to back, but you can also turn this little scarf and go from back to front with it. And if you go to in your homes, once again, going cooking or whatever, you'll see this little scarf creation. And the neat thing about it is there's really no certain place for it to start or stop on your head. You can put it up like so, like a half inch or something over her hair, or you can kind of bring it all the way down to the forward. It's just to suit your taste. But I would suggest if you're dusting, you want to bring it all the way down here. So these are some of the things you can do with this little scarf. Now this one that I had mentioned to you, using one of them, the little black and white striped one, once again, it's already shaped for the wearing. And you just take it, put it around your head like so, and just tie it in the back. Like a nice little bow tie in the back. And again, you got a good dust collector or wind collector. You're out in your yard doing your yard work or whatever. It's terrific. It'll fit that occasion. Just drape it on your head, go about your business, cutting your grass or whatever it is you've got to do. Now, if you can just kind of tilt your head around a little bit, once again, you'll notice that the little V shape is back there. And again, you do not just have to keep it in the back. You can put it on the front, you can put it in the back, you can put it wherever. Remember when I said at the top of the hour about the tags? Now, if the tag is on here, what you'd want to do is take and hide it with your bow tie. You wouldn't want it to show. Once again, I think that is in bad taste. That's just my opinion. Maybe someone else could care less, but I think it's in bad taste if the label is showing. What I have some friends, and what they do, they will take and turn the tag off, so they won't even have to worry about, you know, where is the tag going to fall on you, a scarf or whatever. They just tear it off, and so that alleviates that problem. So that's two different scarves I wanted to show you. We're starting with the most familiar ones. Ones I had said to my daughter, now, when we start with this, I'm quite sure everyone would know what we're talking about. Now, here's a little scarf. I got two of this same creation. And now these are already ready-made. But you can also create this with your own open, loose-end scarf. You can loop it and make a little bow as such. But since these are already made, I just thought I would include them as a scarf. Would you hold this, please? As a scarf hat. And what you can do with the little bow that's already created for you, you can put it in the front. Putting scarves on does a job on your hair, but that's all right. I always say it's easier for me to put my scarves on my own hair than it is to put on someone else's, but for the sake of the audience, we have to use a model today. So there you are. You can put this scarf on you, the bow in the front. You can put it on the side. You can put it in the back. You can do just whatever. By putting it in the back, let me just show you this. By putting it in the back, what you'll do, you get a totally different look in the front. And somebody might look at that and say, well, that is just, it's kind of elastic-like, so you can kind of stretch it. That is just not the style of the hat when you bring the little bow to the front like so. But I think it doesn't take from the design whether this is in the front or in the back. The choice is just yours. And this is a smaller one of the same nature that you can do the same with. Another thing you can do with that, I just brought a pin along. You can also use hat pins to go in your scarves of this nature to kind of dress it up. Where would you wear this to? And who would wear it? Well, the choice is yours. I think I would put it on with a casual outfit, depending on the fabric that it's made out of. I think I could just fit it into my wardrobe more than one place. Now, some wear this band, and what I have heard is that it gives you headaches. Well, now, I've never experienced a headache from wearing these type bands, but I know that a notion is out there. So you would also have to consider that if you decide to wear a band of that nature. Now here's another from like years ago. And what you can do with this is, let me get the one with all the colors in it. It's just a little band already prepared for you. And you can just take this little scarf, put it on like so, and just give it a twist anywhere you so desire. And then just kind of tuck the loose ends in. And what's so unique about the little scarf, it'll stay just where you put it. It won't move from its place. And just because I said that it wants to twist, because I moved her ear. That's another thing, when you're putting the scarves on, you make sure your ears is not underneath the scarf, because that will make a difference once you move your ear. So you could just put the little knot there, or you can widen the band like so. You don't want such a tiny little band, you can just take and widen it. And bring the bow again to the side or to the front or wherever you want to go with it. Tuck it under again. And again, you've got a wider band. Now let's look at, I'm done showing you some of these older like scarves. Now I want to show you some of the other scarves we had prepared for you to see. This is just a long like silk scarf. And what you can do with it, you can just drape it across your head, fold the edge of it back like a band, bring it to the back of your head, twist the ends like so, and then bring it back to the front. And what would you do with these ends right here? You loop them over like so, and then you would take this and just kind of tuck it underneath there, underneath the band that you already created. Now, if the back of it, the scarf is not down the way you want it, if it's kind of poofed up like this, you can take and just tuck it in like so, and you got a nice little headband. See that? Silky like. It would go with your after 5 dress or occasions of that nature. I'd like to show you another little scarf. This is something that we just kind of picked up on our way here. A lady said, well, try this, and I thought I would try it. Now this little scarf, you can just like drape it across your head, take it all the way to the back, twist the ends in the back. When I said twist it, all you're doing is just twisting the ties, and then bring it to the front and actually making a bow, tying a bow in at the top of the scarf like so, and letting it hang down. Now this is not, you can let the bow hang down with 2 loose ends like this, or else you can make more of a bow like it and fluff it. If you got like a little poof hairstyle like my daughter has here, then this will accent the scarf. That way you're not covering your whole head. Now for some spatial reason, I kind of like that. And you can also take this bow and put it in the back. You don't just have to have it in the front. You can also put it in the back. If it's not covering the forward the way you want to, you can adjust it and make it fit the way you want it to fit. This is silk. It's a lightweight material. You can use it with fabric you think that this type material would accent. I'd like to show you one more before I break, because we're going to have to take a break shortly. And I might get this started, and I might have to stop with you after break. But this one, you just drape it across the whole head, and then you just kind of twist the ends like so. Just twist it, like twist it and twist it and twist it and twist it. On both sides, just twist it and twist it like so. And while you're twisting this, you want to get it kind of firm to the head, like so. And then what you're going to do, you're going to bring it to the front, like so, and twist it again up here like so. And then I'm going to see you right after break, and hopefully you'll stick with me so you can see how this comes out. See you right after break. Amen. Welcome back to Biblical Poetry. I was just right in the midst of demonstrating another scarf hat for you, and we need to finish this up. So we're at the top of this. Remember, we twisted the ends at the back, and we brought it to the front. And what you do with the loose ends, you just kind of braid it. Braid it like so. Just braid it like you would braid a rope. And then once you get to the end of the braid, you would just tuck it under the loose ends of the scarf, like so. I think it makes a nice head ornament. Once again, if it's not down the way you want it, you can always adjust it. Color plays an important part with scarves, too. I know most of the time we want our outfits to be uniform. We want them to be matching. But sometimes you can get by wearing scarves that do not match your outfit. Has nothing at all that is consistent with your outfit. But I think a good rule of thumb is to try and get the color of fabric that would match the outfit that you have on. We're going to another one. Angela has braided this one. And I think this makes a lovely scarf on. You could take two complementary colors, like we have black and white here, and just braid the scarf like I was braiding that one across the front. And then you could just take it, bring it across the front, twist it in the back, bring it back to the front. And what we're going to do with it, once we get it to the front, we're going to fold it and we're going to poof it. And we're just going to poof the little ends. And I think it makes a nice scarf. Again, we're working with color here, because sometimes you want your scarf to really just stand out. All you need is just a color that will complement whatever it is you're doing. How does that feel? Feels good. And I think it's really one of the better examples we're showing tonight. Just want the audience to take a good look at it, how the colors, again, kind of complement each other. And as you're doing that, conversation. That's one thing scarves will bring about. If you are a scarf wearer, it will bring about conversations among your friends. They'll want to know, for example, how did you get this around your head? How did you do this? And I think that's nice. Sometimes you meet a friend or acquaintance and you run out of words. You don't know what to say. Scarves, again, will make a good conversational piece. Let's go on to another scarf hat. With this little black and white scarf, we're going to use ruffers around the end of it, or the designs around the end of it, tassels around the end of it, whatever you want to call these things around the end of it. We're going to use that as an accent piece for our scarf. So what we do, we tuck the end in like so, put it across the head. I'm sorry, we don't want to tuck the end in like so. We want to tuck the end over so it'll be on top of the scarf. And then we're going to put it from the top of the fort, bring it around to the back of the head, and tie it. I mean, not tie it, but just kind of drape it. And then bring it to the side. And here we want to kind of go into the left hand here for some reason. Want to kind of just drape it. And what you want here, you want this to kind of just come out like a little tassel light. You want it to just be full, and you want it to just kind of adorn the head. You don't want to hide this. You want this to kind of accent whatever you've got on. When I get done tucking a little of this in there, then you'll see what I'm talking about. You really don't want it to adorn your neck. You don't want it all down your neck. But what you do want, you want it to just kind of fall over like so. And this in the back, we want this kind of just lay out. So, instead of tucking it under, like I said, you want this to just kind of lay out to just fall into the scenery of this accent you have on the side of the head. So if you have scarves that have these little ends to it, use them as to help you decorate your scarf. Use those because they will make a nice decorate scarf. There's another one I want to show. Sometimes time gets away from you, and I want to make sure I show these two. This also has a lot of little tough ends to it. And you notice this is kind of a large scarf too. So the size makes a difference. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this off Angela's head. And we're going to show you how to take this one. And this one, we are going to tuck that little end on the inside so you can't see it. Like so. Like a little V shape. And we're going to put it across the head like so. And this time when we bring it back, we're just going to roll it into a ball. You want to kind of put your hand there and hold that? Thank you. We're just going to take and roll it 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 into a big, big ball. And I can't speak for the viewing audience, but I tell you, the first time I saw, you can let it go now, thank you. First time I saw that, I said, now that is just unique. To tilt it around this way so you can see it. I love that little headdress. It makes a nice, nice headdress. Now, you don't just have to keep the ball in the back. Here's what you can do with it. You can take the same little scarf design, start it from the back. And we're going to bring the ends of the scarf to the front just like we did in the back. Thank you, Angel, for holding it. Just hold it in the back there. And then we're just going to twist it and twist it and twist it and just have fun twisting it. Twist it and twist it and twist it and then start twirling it. And twirl it and twirl it and twirl it and put it into a little bow on the side. Again, you don't have to hide the little edges. You can let them hang down, or if you want to, you can get a scarf of this size with no little ends like this to it, and then you have a smoother ball there. In other words, this won't hang out. But I think, in my opinion, this kind of accents it, and I think it looks kind of nice there. To dress it up even more, if I can find my hat pins here, you can also put a hat pin in it. Well, we don't want this to show around the end here. Okay. You can also stick a hat pin in it, like so. And of course, I always suggest to people, if you're going to use hat pins, you should also have a cap to them. So if you ever embrace a person or whatever, you won't stick them. That dresses it up. You can wear it with your banquets, your church banquets, or any type of an after 5 occasion. I think it just looks startling to me. What do you think about it? I see you brought your mirror along. Age limit.
Nice.
Age limit. I really do not think that this head dress should be for someone really young. I think it's more like, I say at least mid-30s and up to wear a headdress of this nature. Let's talk a little bit about cultural headdresses. All right, we take this off. And let's try this. If you notice, it has a little African design to it. And this is to say, I brought this along in our collection just to say that you can get pieces of fabric that will indicate cultural effects. So what you can do with this, very simple. I'm not going to do anything terrific with it. Just take it and just kind of fold it out in, just twist it like so, and just make you a nice little scarf across in like so. And make you a little bow on the back. And remember again, hide the little tag so the tag won't show. And it makes a nice little headdress. And again, there are those who will select fabric of this nature because they want to present that particular culture of a country. All right, let's see what we can do with this. This is another one. I think that mixing scarves, I think it's just something unique about making scarf hats. You can mix your scarves, especially when they have the same texture and the same material. Just kind of take two scarves together, roll it around like so. And what I'm going to do with this one, I'm going to make it real tiny so that it'll be just like a little sweatband. But the beauty of it is you got two different colors here. That person might say, well, just buy a scarf for two different colors. But then you'll take the fun out of making head scarves. So just twist it together like so, bring it to the back, and just tie it and have your nice little puffy bow in the back that just kind of falls down on your shoulders like so. Making scarf hats. I can't speak for no one else, but I love making scarf hats. Now I know again that some people say that they do cause you to have headaches, but at instance they can be a good sun reflector. They will keep the sun off of you. There's many reasons you can just wear a scarf hat other than just putting them on because you just want something to do. Or maybe your hair is not done like you want it to be done. There's a myth out there about scarves too, and that is a lot of people say you wear scarves because you're old and fogey, but I don't think that's the case. I think it is something that we can do and something we can appreciate when we can do it to complement the clothes we have on. With this scarf, what you can do with them, you take your scarf, fold it right down the middle. You see this is not a very big scarf, I suppose like 10 or 12 inches. Just fold it right down the middle like so. And drape it around your head like so. Bring it to the back. See, Angela has this little puffy hairdo in the back, and it makes this style real nice. And just trying to get the ends kind of even so I have the same amount of fabric on both sides. And then just bring it back to the front. Tie a little bow across the top like we did the blue and white scarf. And here you are again. What a nice little poofed up bow in the top. With this one, I think I would rather have it all the way down to over my forehead. You want to take a look at that one? Matching scarves. Here's some scarves that we're going to probably end with this one, but here's some scarves that match, and what you can do sometime is find matching scarves. You do this kind of hurriedly, and you would take one like so, hold this please, you would take one like so, drape your head with it like so, twist it in the back, bring it to the front. Once you get to, doing this, you can just do it with your eyes closed, so to speak. And then you just kind of tie it in the back like so. Tuck the end so you won't have any real bad record is hanging out. And take the matching scarf and just kind of drape it like around your head like so, and just let it hang around your shoulder. Give you that little Arabian look, so to speak. Thank you for being with us tonight. I hope you've enjoyed these scarf hats as much as I've enjoyed bringing them to you. Hope you picked up some ideas of what you can do with those scarves you have in the back of your dresser drawers. Don't throw them away, but use them to adorn your head. This is biblical from back Moses' time. The Lord has instructed his women to wear scarves, wear head dressings. So I think you'll be pleased if you can pull those scarves out and start using them. Here's a word of advice to you. Be poetic, and I will see you next time. May God bless you.